Fam, they called me the other day, Quinnipiac, and I was like, holy cow, I'm actually getting polled for the first time in my life. And I know the Quinnipiac poll is kind of left-leaning, Democratic kind of mentality, whatnot. So I figured I wrote down most of the questions. Some of the questions are online. And I figured you would take the Quinnipiac poll and I'd ask you questions.
Okay, yay.
Does that sound good?
Of course.
Well, the first questions are not on here because the first thing they said, too, was they want to know if I was a Republican or Democrat. They're like, are you Republican, Democrat, or Independent? And I was like, blah, blah, blah. And I said Democrat because I wanted my poll to be counted. And I am registered as a Democrat, but I kind of muddled under my breath, like, oh, the only reason why I'm a Democrat is so I can support Bernie Sanders and Tulsi Gabbard, Mike Gravel. And then the second question is, well, do you consider yourself a strong Democrat, the average Democrat, or someone who's just registered Democrat? Because
I would lie on that
I
because who knows if they're going to count your vote if you don't.
Well, I'm going to tell you my answers as we got along. Johnny, we got some music? Here we go. So the first question, fam, we'll talk about this left by left. You're going to laugh your ass off, too. The first question is, how much attention have you been paying to the election campaign for president? A lot, some, only a little, or none at all?
A lot.
I put too fucking damn much.
Yeah.
She started laughing and whatnot. She goes, that's not one of the answers. I'm assuming you want a lot. I'm like, yes, a lot. I'm paying attention stuff. So they knew I was somebody who was very engaged, so they should use this poll. If Democrat or Democrat leaning is... If the Democratic primary were held today, and the candidates were, and she listed all the candidates, even Mike Bullock and Mike Bennett, the run back from Wisconsin, who would you vote for?
Bernie Sanders.
I said Tulsi Gabbard, but here's the next question. Regardless, and I don't think it's in here, she asked, do you have a second clear choice?
Tulsi Gabbard.
I said Bernie Sanders. So as you can see, she asked me if there was a second clear choice. So I think she asked that question to know if we had a solid first and second choice. So it says, regardless of how you intend to vote, number 3, regardless of how you intend to vote in the Democratic primary for president, which candidate do you think would be the best leader?
Bernie Sanders.
Interestingly enough, I said Bernie Sanders. I did. Even though I'm going to support Tulsi right now, I said Bernie Sanders. I said, regardless of how you intend to vote, number 4, in the Democratic primary for president, which candidate do you think has the best policy ideas?
That's a tough one. Bernie Sanders overall, and Tulsi Gabbard is definitely a close second in regards to a lot of her foreign policy. But
that's why I said Tulsi Gabbard when it comes to policy, because her policies are really, really important to me, where I think that Bernie has slipped on 3 issues in particular. When it comes to Russian interference, integrity in our elections, and foreign policy as far as regime change, I think Tulsi Gabbard's been a little bit better. Not that Bernie's been awful, but those are areas, and especially when it comes to regime change, ending the regime change wars now today and bringing everybody home, to me, is the most important thing. It saves us money. It stops us from killing people. It stops the flow of immigration. So therefore, and it really takes the mentality of an imperialistic nation down to like, okay, we're just regular people in the world. Regardless of this is number 5. Okay. This is where it got fun. Regardless of how you intend to vote in the Democratic primary for president, which candidate do you think has the best chance of winning against Donald Trump in the 2020 presidential election?
Bernie beats Trump. Bernie beats Trump. Bernie beats Trump.
And I did say Bernie Sanders there, even though I love what's not. Now here's where it got fun, fam. Number 6. Would you be excited if Joe Biden became the Democratic president for 2020 or not?
Is that a real question? No.
That's when the person giving the poll is like, sir, I think I've lost you. And I was throwing up real quick. I'm like, what about, would you be excited if Bernie was she's like, I don't even need the answer to that one. Because I'm like, yes, I would be excited. Would you be excited if Kamala Harris?
Hell no.
Would you be excited if Elizabeth Warren was the candidate?
No.
What about Pete Buttigieg?
No.
Those are the candidates they concentrated on, by the way. And when we said on this show, it's going to come down to Pete Buttigieg. He's going to come out there. It's going to come down to Elizabeth Warren. It's going to come down to Kamala Harris. They didn't ask me about Cory Booker. They didn't ask me about the running back from Wisconsin, Mike Bennett. Since it was in California, they also asked me, number 13, they skipped 11 and 12 on this thing over here. And John's pointing that out. And they want to make it seem like they asked questions about other candidates. No, they didn't. They stopped the Buttigieg and they asked a bunch of other questions, but I kind of incorporated them in here because they had it was after the Mueller testimony, so they threw in some Mueller questions on this one. That's why it was really good. I said, do you disapprove or approve of the way Kamala Harris is handling her job as United States Senator?
Disapprove.
This is when I threw up again. So, do you disapprove of the way Donald Trump is handling the job as president?
Disapprove.
Yes. It says, do you approve or disapprove of the way Nancy Pelosi is handling her job as Speaker of the House?
Hey, Nance, I disapprove.
It said, would you ever vote for Donald Trump?
No.
I said no too, but can I tell you something? I paused because I thought about Donald Trump versus Joe Biden. I thought about Donald Trump versus Kamala Harris. I just wouldn't vote.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't vote, but I'm not going to vote for those two. There's no way.
Yeah.
I'll write in Bernie. I don't give a shit. Do you think the lack of civility in Congress is a serious problem?
In a way, yes, but in a way, no. I don't think it's a serious problem, so no.
Well, you got 125 people watching on the CONVO couch.
Ooh.
She said no, ladies and gentlemen. I said yes. John, what do you think about this? This is a serious issue. Do you think civility, the lack of civility in Congress, is a serious problem? Yes or no?
And I'll tell you why I said no in a minute.
Okay.
Yes.
He says yes too. You tell me no.
Okay, I say no because I feel like the way the question is being framed is they're trying to frame it like progressives and the progressive wing of the Democrats are being uncivil towards the establishment, and the right and the left can't get anything done. I think that's the way that's the way you're looking at it, is like we need to work together and we need to stop,
The
kind
call-out
of cutting.
culture.
Yeah, but the way they're framing it, it's not coming from that angle. That's why I said no, because I know that's the way they're framing it.
And that's I kind of thought about that. And I always thought when I was doing this, and ladies and gentlemen at home, give your answers. I saw some of you guys putting some stuff down. It's great. But I thought about that. I was like, well, how are they trying to frame it? Here's the next one. Do you think most of the American problems, this is number 18, do you think most of the problems in America are the fault of A, Congress, or B, Donald Trump?
Congress.
I put Congress too. I put Congress too. And once again, it's like they're trying to trap you and corner you to just two questions over there. Like it's got to be one of these two answers. And here it comes again. Number 19. Do you think Mueller's testimony cleared Donald Trump of wrongdoings?
I don't think the Mueller testimony is relevant. So no.
I said yes. You know why? It cleared Donald Trump because we saw Mr. Magoo up there having nothing. This is their fucking hero. Sorry for cursing. This is their fudging hero, Mueller. Did anybody see that? It was embarrassing.
I mean,
it was
yeah,
embarrassing.
no, I see that
I was
for
like,
sure.
now you guys are done. You have nothing. But if you go back and watch it, all the Democrats do is just get their sound bites, repeat it, post it out there, and try to use it against Donald Trump.
Yeah.
They didn't care about the truth.
It didn't prove anything, in other words.
So, hey, how about this question, fam? It says, do you consider yourself A, liberal, or B, conservative?
Neither, but
What'd you say?
liberal, I would
said
say.
C, progressive. Sorry, sir. The answer is A, liberal, or B, conservative. So I had
Yeah,
to
I'm
say
definitely not a liberal, but I would have to say that.
But I told them progressive and stuff. And then here's where they got really crazy, and I answered this question. Ladies and gentlemen, you at home, how would you answer this question? Do you think it's ever okay to receive information from a hostile government?
That depends on what you consider hostile, lady on the phone.
It's a yay or nay question.
So the yay or nay, yes. What? Can you say it one more time?
Do you think it's ever okay to receive
Yes.
information from a hostile government?
Yes.
I said yes, too.
Yes, because what we consider hostile isn't always hostile. We're the hostile ones.
Well, the thing is I don't want to say no because I don't want Silicon Valley having more control over our freedom of speech. It wasn't Russia who interfered in this election. It was Cambridge Analytica. And we know this. Me and Johnny watched a special about it. We got deep into this stuff like that. Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg should be locked up. They used our friggin' information and they sold it. Okay? And in return, they found out who the persuadables were. It was Cambridge Analytica in Britain, and they were able to go out there and attack people. It was like a boomerang. It was a weaponized attack. It wasn't friggin' Russia. It's Facebook. It's our own friggin' people here. It's these tech giants. They need to be taken down. We should just seize Facebook. We should just seize YouTube. We should
Seize the means of
Google.
production.
We should seize the means of production and make them utilities. Really, because freedom of speech is out the window. And why does Mark Zuckerberg get to decide what the CONVO couch gets to report? No, you do. The people get to decide who we investigate, not these assholes. And I don't care if they're not monetizing us or not. They'll see their day. I look for the day that Zuckerberg's freaking sitting in a jail cell. Do you think, and here's another one, fam.
Side rant.
Sorry, here's another one, 23. Now, I answer this one differently. Do you think that Donald Trump's policies at the border are A, racist, or B, to control immigration?
I think. I mean, they are racist, but they are also to control immigration. But yeah, so
You know what I said?
I would say racist.
I said they're political. These
Yeah,
moves are more
they're political than anything. But yeah,
They're throwing the red meat
but
at
that's
the
not
base.
that's not an answer.
I know it's not an answer, but that should. What I'm saying is that these
Yeah.
polls are designed to corner you to certain answers. You're either for Trump or against them.
That's all.
It's still the same
It's that
narrative
same
they're trying to push through.
tribalism of the mentality.
And that's the word, tribalism. And the last question I have is, do you believe in the death penalty?
No.
No, neither do I. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the Quinnipiac poll. I'm really surprised they call me. We're at 137, so Johnny is out of his push-ups.
Now you gotta do push-ups.
No, I said if we could do all right, I got to do push-ups. I'll do push-ups and I'll put them on my Patreon. And